Are you a woman over 40 who's struggling to lose weight? Are you dealing with stubborn belly fat, mood swings? The diets that used to work aren't working, and you've tried every diet and you just feel stuck and want to feel like yourself again. I want to let you know that you are not alone. I am here for you. Hello, I'm so excited that you're here. My name is JJ, and I want to welcome you to this transformational course for women over 40. After I had my own transformation, I've made it my passion to help women just like you who feel stuck like I once did to transform their life, and most importantly, to transform their mindset. Again, my name is JJ, and I'm the author of the book How I Went From Sad to Glad, my simple 4 step blueprint to transform your health, weight, and mindset to finally reach your goals with joy and ease. And I created this course so that I could help women who are just like me who want to transform their life. And I've taken everything I've learned and poured it into this course along with my heart. And you'll see that I'm going to be presenting the course myself. You may have found this course because you are in my Gladiators VIP Women Over 40 Club. If you just came here as a new person and you haven't joined my Gladiators VIP Club, I would love for you to join that so I can help you continue this, not just one course, but I can continue to help you with daily motivation, coaching calls, and mini workshops and all of the information. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Now let's get started with module one. This was the awakening. This is the real mindset shift that I need you to start to experience. And this is the mindset shift that really changed my life and helped me stay consistent on my healthy lifestyle. I want you to know, and I want you to love your body, and I want you to know that your body is not broken. Sometimes it's just asking us for help, and we have to learn how to listen to it and how to help it. And that's what I did. And this isn't just another program. This is a mindset transformation. That's one of the biggest shifts that I had to make, especially as a woman over 40 who was bringing in everything I had already learned and been programmed on. Now, I'm going to share with you what I learned after 42 that really changed everything for me. And I want to also share with you simple shifts in your mindset. And I'm going to share with you also practical tools that can help you, like my simple meal plan, my daily health checklist. These are things that you can always build on. But I want you to remember that starting with the basics, simplicity, I want you to remember that we're not going for perfection here. And I'm a very big component on celebrating our wins, adding good things to your life. These will automatically crowd out those things that don't serve you. And I want you to remember that you already have everything inside you to succeed. And I'm just here to be your guide, to bring it out of you, to help you find that self that wants to be healthy and reach your optimal weight. My goal here is to show you how to use plant based foods and add them to your life, and also these daily habits that you can easily add in, even if you're busy, that are going to start to shift the way that you feel, and you're going to start feeling like yourself again. I know over 40, we start feeling like our body has changed the rules. We start feeling like things that worked 10 years ago aren't working. If you're frustrated, if you have been struggling with your weight, if you've been struggling with chronic pain or health conditions, I'm letting you know that you are in the right place. I know that you were led here to improve your life. Now, here's where I started. Back in 2019, I had been dealing with 18 years of chronic back pain that had gotten progressively worse. I woke up every day with a very nagging tightness in my back. I would have to actually stretch out just to get through it and get moving on my day. I was dealing with seasonal allergies that I had my whole life. I was over 50 pounds, at least 50 pounds over what my optimal weight for my height is supposed to be. And when I looked for solutions out there, I was just finding like, here are medications you can take, or, these things happen. Your spine is a little bit curved, different things when I was looking, especially into the chronic back pain. At the time, I had tried a lot of diets where I was trying, and I would lose weight. I had tried something then called Atkins, and of course, the one where you watch your, weight with the points. And I had tried these things, and nothing ever seemed to stick. I always felt like I was being deprived, or I was always hungry. And I just went back to eating my normal way, and that's why those things never worked. I didn't want to continue to have to take medication if I was in pain. It was just things that I lived with. But I just thought it was part of the normal process. This is just how it is. Everybody deals with this stuff. It's just a normal part of aging, right? And then at 42, I decided to try something different. Dawn brought to me a video that she found while we were actually looking for how to grow sprouts in our kitchen. And there was a video called Raw, RAW, and it was very eye opening. It was people that were healing, these chronic conditions like even diabetes and things, and losing weight, and even healing skin conditions and allergies. Like I saw, for those of you who are here, and most of you probably are, unless you're getting a jump start on what it's going to mean to you when you go through menopause, you're here because you're in my Gladiators VIP over 40 group. And the funny thing is, Woody Harrelson from the sitcom Cheers was on there, and he was talking about how when he gave up dairy, he actually cleared his skin conditions that he had had for his whole life, and his allergies. And he added these fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, and started feeling energetic like he never had before. And I think he still practices a vegan diet. So the interesting thing was, I decided, I wasn't expecting any of this stuff to happen, for me. Wasn't even really, oddly enough, at that time thinking about my own allergies or back pain. I just thought, oh, I had gotten on a scale a couple of days before, oddly enough. That's why I could see how the events led up to this. And I was at the highest weight I had ever been. I was close to 200 pounds, which in my mind, you know how you have like this weight that you always think you are? I thought I was around 150 pounds or 145 pounds. I just always said that when in the rare case people would ask what your weight is. But when I realized that, I said, wow, I used to be an athlete in school. I want to try to lose weight. So I'm going to try this crazy, at the time, what I thought was crazy diet. I'm going to eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds in their uncooked form. So my goal was very simple. It was to lose weight. And in doing that, I actually ended up getting all these bonus things happen. Not only within 6 months did I lose 55 pounds from eating these big, huge salads, and I wasn't practicing portion control. I mean, I was eating what I wanted. I was full because at first, maybe not, but I've started perfecting the salad where I added like fresh corn and avocados and walnuts to my meals. So I was starting to be able to fill up. And that's how I ended up developing a salad that is also similar to the one that I share in the meal plan and the different variations of it. It also adds whole food, plant-based meals too, like beans and quinoa, which is something that can imitate rice for you if you're not familiar with it, which we'll go over all that later. But this salad is in the 3-day meal plan. So make sure, if you haven't gotten a chance to, make sure you download that. And all of this can be found on gladblueprint.com. So within 6 months, I had lost 55 pounds. And within 30 days of starting this, the chronic back pain that I had dealt with for 18 years disappeared. I ended my lifelong seasonal allergies that I had, lifelong since I was a kid. It was my whole life to me. But the real discovery is that all of these things that I had compartmentalized, that back pain has to do with ligaments or discs or something. It has nothing to do with what I'm eating. And allergies certainly don't have anything to do with what I'm eating. There's pollen in the air or whatever we assume causes these things. And I realized actually that my body wasn't broken. These were just clues it was giving me that it needed something different. If fresh, whole fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds were able to have this type of effect on me and transform my life, and also it kind of transformed my mind too, because I felt all this energy. I felt like a calmness that I had never felt before, especially over 40 as hormones start to change. I felt like something internally was happening. And that's what made me start going deeper into learning about nutrition, learning about plant based foods, learning about eventually learning what the word vegan even meant, something that I would have laughed at. So, the real discovery, my body wasn't broken. And that's the shift I want you to have, that your body isn't broken either. Now, what I didn't know was I thought I was just trying to lose weight. I had no idea I was healing my body from the inside out. Saying all that to say, right? I had no idea this would change everything. And that's what I want for you. I want this to be that moment. I want this to be how I was when I was watching that video, having that aha moment. Not that I knew everything or had it figured out or even understood what I was gonna do, but that little aha moment that just maybe this could be that little mindset shift, I guess, is what happened that gave me that little seed that was planted to at least give this a try. And that's why I always create 3-day meal plan. I create a simple daily health checklist because if it seems too complicated, I won't do it. And like I said, the 3-day meal plan is just your starting point. I have that same meal plan every day with some variations to, make things a little exciting with different dressings. And I have different options on there for you. But knowing that at least you're getting all these things that are fueling your body, that created all these changes in me, if you start to do it, guess what? It could happen for you too. Now, I want to talk about what happens over 40 and especially what happens over 45, which is when I really, even after being on this amazing diet and healthy lifestyle, when I started seeing even more changes. So, this is a progression, like I liken it to puberty. When you are coming into your puberty, everything doesn't change all at once, right? You feel like, at 12, you feel different than 14, then you feel different at 16. So, it's the same thing here with our menopausal stages we go through: the perimenopause, menopause, and then post-menopause, which is the pre and the during and the after. And things seem like they're going out of order. Your mood swings, you might be having hot flashes, you might be experiencing differences in your energy levels, you might be experiencing like weight that is just feeling like no matter what you do looking at food, you're gaining 10 pounds in belly fat, right? So I get that, I understand that, because it happened to me too. I want to be clear, this diet and lifestyle, I have constructed this for women over 40. However, I've seen it work for even, adolescents all the way through people in their 20s, 30s, and then on up to 40s, 50s, and 60s. There's a lot of basics that I'll be sharing with you in here that can work. But the reason it works over 40 is because our body starts needing extra love. Most people don't understand those systems within their body. And not that you have to go get a nutritional degree and understand the body and become a doctor. But what I've done is I've tried to just really research and study and learn the basics of the body, especially with women's health. And that's what has really helped me, especially, even from when I started this journey at 42. I've had to add some tweaks and things to our meal plan and my daily health habits, which I'll go over later, because there are three hormones that naturally start to decline when we get over 40. And sometimes, and especially in our mid 40s and going into our early 50s, we have three hormones called estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Now, these do very specific things in our body. One regulates our metabolism, where we store fat. Two is progesterone. This helps us manage stress and sleep well. And number three is testosterone. This helps us maintain our muscle mass. So, What we find is that these things that seem out of the ordinary are things that are naturally happening. But what I found, there were women after I had started my whole food plant-based journey. I don't think I had actually even really started to go into a premenopausal state yet. At least I wasn't feeling a lot of the effects. Or I skipped a lot of these because I was eating this way, because other women were starting to experience hot flashes, and things like that. And also, I wasn't feeling any of this. I wasn't getting a lot of these symptoms. But when I did reach my mid 40s, 45, 46, I started kind of going through a little bit of those mood shifts and things. And I started to kind of start to store fat in my, stomach area, even though I was eating exactly the same way. And that's what helped me look into the other lifestyle changes and tweaking my diet a little bit, increasing those healthy fats that were going to help me maintain muscle. And it gives you those boosts for brain health if you start to experience that decline in the progesterone, which might cause regulation of your mood and things like that. And energy was, boosted up by me adding fruits and greens to the meal plan, and estrogen regulating the metabolism where we store fat. I realized that storing this fat had something to do with estrogen, but also stress levels. And I have a video on that I'm going to link here for you that specifically talks about that, and we'll go into it a little bit later on too. But I wanted to at least explain to you that you're not broken. These things are happening, and that's why they happen pretty much to every woman. But you'll find that we think it's genetics and other things like that are creating some women to have a better experience than others. But it's the case of what we're putting in our body. And if you eat whole plant-based food, not only me, but so many other women realize that a lot of these things that we don't realize are happening are so much less, because we're not meant to really have these big issues when we go through it. If we were living in the wild without the stresses of the world, a lot of this would go so easily if we were eating our natural diet. And so I've found ways that, even though these things are happening, to tweak our diet and lifestyle so that these can still happen. But guess what? We're making up for them with our diet and lifestyle. So these things aren't going to affect you like they might other women who don't know about this. And we're going to learn that the results you're experiencing, the metabolism slow down, we're storing belly fat, the stress feels bigger, it gets harder to relax, muscle decreases, slowing our metabolism even more, weight clings on no matter what we do, right? All of these things that you're experiencing, I'm going to start to help you alleviate and give you the tools that you need with this transformation, both with your mind and your body. And most of us didn't realize that our lifestyle was working against us. The standard American diet, standard Western diet, as it's also called. So, animal products, I learned, and I didn't know this before my entire life, but they actually disrupt our hormone balance. They create inflammation in our body. Overly processed foods, they start to confuse our body's signals. Stress then compounds on top of everything. And we were never really taught how to work with our changing body. All we do is get a lot of confusing information. People trying to possibly sell us products, whether it be the dairy and meat industry, of course, one of the largest entities. They want you to believe you need protein from animals, right? So they don't want to lose money. And they want you to believe that this can be complicated, or sell you maybe some kind of medication. They want to, and I'm not saying that if you're working with your doctor for your hormonal changes, that there are not a place for modern medicine. I completely agree. And that's an individualized choice. But even if you're doing that, I would suggest trying a different approach with your diet and trying some of these lifestyle techniques in our daily health checklist, like getting out there and getting a little bit of sunlight, like staying hydrated, because so many of these things are going to help you, even if you are working with your doctor with a hormone replacement type plan. Now, we were never taught to work with our changing bodies. We're always given these overall blanket statements. And while we're all human and we all have the same digestion and the same simplified way that we're really meant to eat, we try to complicate it. Now, eating the standard Western diet, eating animal products, processed foods, when we're young, again, we can handle a lot. A lot of this doesn't catch up to us. Have you ever heard anybody say all of a sudden over 30, they realize, oh, I can't, keep weight off like I could? Well, then over 40, it gets even different because even those things that worked in your 20s and 30s, those quick fix diets, they start to not work. And you realize that the stress can cause insulin resistance, so many things I'm going to teach you in this course I had no idea about personally. And I'm so excited that we're going to explore this together. So we hit 40, everything starts to catch up, right? Now, why I got lucky? Because I started making changes at 42. Just to recap, because I started then, I avoided a lot of what other women experience. I didn't get hit with the severe symptoms, but I was experiencing some things. And then that's when I realized it wasn't just about food, it's about lifestyle. It's about lifestyle, it's movement, it's stress management, all of it. And that's when I was able to help women over 40 who were dealing with these symptoms. I realized that I had a lot of the diet part right, just needed a few tweaks, and I needed to add these other lifestyle habits that have helped me so much start to feel like myself again. And that's what I want for you. Remember, you don't have to just accept it. People will tell you it's just, oh, weight gain, pain, fatigue, brain fog. These are inevitable, but it's not true. Your body is responding to input it's being given. When you change the input, you can start to change the output. And that's what I want to do for you, is help you understand that. I also want you to have that mindset shift that your body's working for you. And I also want you to know that there are a lot of people who will just get in that crowd mindset. And I want to also help you figure out how to come out of that, and also give you my Gladiators VIP club, which I'm so passionate about because I can work closely with all of you to help you with daily motivation. Help you, what do they say? Find your tribe, right? Find a group of women who care about health, who want to get healthy, who doesn't look at it as, oh, rolling eyes, that's just her eating those veggies. No, these are people, no matter where you are, we meet you where you are and we encourage you and we celebrate our wins. I want you to also make this shift. Your body is a self healing machine. I used to think my body was broken, something was wrong with it, or I needed medications to quote unquote fix me, that my health problems were inevitable as I aged. I was a victim, my genetics, age. But the real shift that started to happen was when I learned and really resonated. And I talk about this later on in the course about how we need to learn principles, how we need to stop just worrying about what I'm supposed to do and start learning why. And when that starts to get really deep, like it did inside me, why raw foods were healing, why plant based foods were healing, why whole cooked plant-based foods were what my body needed more than the processed foods, why my body was designed to keep me alive, why caring for my body and putting the right thing in it was truly more important than anything else. Now, I want you to think about this analogy. This really helped me. And a cut, if you cut your skin, what does it do? It heals on its own. That's your body doing the work. Now, if you were to keep scratching it open or pouring salt in the wound, as they say, of course, it's not going to continue to heal. But when you break a bone, here's another one. What do the doctors do? They set it in place so that you're not moving and aggravating it, and your body literally heals itself. If that's not a miracle, I want you to realize that the same systems are happening inside your body. Your body is literally trying to keep you alive. Your body is the most intelligent system on the planet, yet we don't really take the time to understand it as well as we should and take the time to love it and appreciate that, right? what your body does every day, just to give you a little bit of an idea without you even thinking about it. Without you even thinking about it, your heart beats 100,000 times a day. Your lungs take 20,000 breaths. Your liver filters your blood. Your kidneys clean out waste. Your immune system fights off threats. Your cells regenerate constantly. And that's a thing why we're able to make these kind of transformations at a cellular level. That's what food helps us do. And symptoms, my friends, they are messages. They are messages for your body. It's your body saying, maybe I need a better fuel. I need some rest. I need movement, which is what's happening to my knees right now from sitting in this chair so long. But I want to get this right for you, and I'm going to pour my heart into this course to help you make the shifts I had to. I need less inflammation foods. Are you listening to your body? Is the question. Now, my body responded when I started giving my body actually what it needed, when I removed what was harming it, when I added lifestyle changes in, and my chronic pain for 18 years was gone. My seasonal allergies were gone. The weight was gone. And here recently, with my new symptoms that were starting to develop with my daily health checklist, those things that were happening with brain fog and mood, and with me adding additional healthy fats, my body was waiting for me to work with it. It's also about enjoying what you do, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But all of this is great to know. But if we don't love what we're doing and we don't figure it out, then we're not going to stick with it. So if you do X, you constantly get Y result. This means it's not magic, it's not luck, it's your body doing what it's designed to do when you give it the right tools. So, here's some ways that you can start to be kind to your body. The old way was thinking I needed to punish myself to lose weight. And that's where many of you are or might be right now. I want to change that. I have to restrict my diet and suffer. Not true. This is about loving our meals, enjoying it, finding creative ways to eat things that we enjoy, but also that serve our body, and also thinking that your body is the enemy. I want you to stop thinking that your body is fighting against you. Even immune conditions and things like that, they're just the same exact thing. Your body looking for a different fuel in most, if not all cases. Now, this is the new way. I'm going to be kind to my body. I'm going to bless it with good food. And my body is my partner. I'm going to work with it to not make it overwork, even on stress. Now, what matters most to you? Is it your family? Is it your purpose in life? Your relationships? You can't fully show up for any of that if you don't feel good in your body. And that's what I started to learn. That's why it's the basis for everything. That's why I'm so proud of you for being here and taking this course, right? Because you're actually taking a minute. Some of you even paid your hard earned money, which means you're going to take it seriously. You are here to feel you have to fully be present, and you have to feel good in your body as best you can in order to show up for any of this. So I'm so proud of you for learning about your body and learning how to transform your mindset. Now, you're also I want you to understand your body is the vessel in which you live in. It's more important than money. It's more important than your job. It's more important than anything else, because without it, nothing else matters. Taking care of your health isn't selfish, as people try to make you think. Oh, why are you doing all that? It's essential. And we really have to understand that, and allow ourselves to be those leaders, especially in our community. Now, my goal when I first started, just to recap, was to lose weight. That was it. But in the process, something else happened. I started learning. I started understanding why things worked. I want to share with you how I did that in these modules. I want to understand how to share with you. There was a bug that flew by. I want to understand how to share with you exactly how I did this, how to stack habits so that You're starting to stack your learning on top of your meal plans and things. And I started seeing my body differently. I started feeling empowered, and I'm excited for to take you on that transformation now, with your own transformational journey. And weight loss, guess what? That just became a bonus. So if you're here for weight loss, starting with this foundation of transformation, these mindset shifts, especially where you are in midlife as an empowered woman, is going to be so powerful for you. And I'm excited. And yes, we're going to talk about the food. We're going to talk about meal plans. We're going to share our meal ideas. I'm going to give you a very simple meal plan that I want us all to work on doing. But and you'll likely lose weight. But more importantly, you're going to understand why your body does what it does. You're going to learn the principles that make this work. You'll see your body as a partner, not an enemy, and you'll feel empowered instead of confused. Because once you understand how your body's working with you, you hear less of all the noise of, no, you should eat like this, you should do this. I'm going to share with you exactly why over 40 this is the eating natural foods and not complicating it, eating fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds like we've been told our whole life, finding creative ways to do it. You'll find you're going to have so much energy and you're going to be full. You don't have to restrict, you don't have to punish yourself, and you don't have to be perfect. Now, the freedom paradox that I always love to talk about, which I mention in my book, freedom, we've been told, freedom, you should be able to eat whatever you want. Freedom is doing whatever you want. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. But let me ask you something. Is it really freedom if you're in pain? You're exhausted. You can't do the things you want to do. You're worried about your health. You're following what everyone else is doing. Is this really freedom? The truth about eating whatever you want, if it's making you sick, if eating whatever you want is causing pain, weight gain, fatigue, brain fog, keeping you from feeling good in your body, is it really what you want? Or are we taught or is it what you've been taught to want? We've been told our whole life, hey, here's a reward, go punish your body, right? Whether it's alcohol, maybe some type of food that we know is like a greasy mess. It's so funny. I don't think that's freedom. I think that's living in a box. That's following the crowd. But what I'm going to try to teach you and really help you in this moment to do is to be able to feel that you're rewarding yourself, giving yourself amazing food. Like I just came up with this amazing taco salad. And guess what? It's guilt free because it's very healthy, but it tastes just like a fast food taco, right? So, that's what we're trying to do. We're going to live in joy. We're going to celebrate those little wins, right? Real freedom this is what real freedom looks like. Waking up with energy, moving without pain, feeling confident in your body, not worrying about your health, making choices from knowledge, not your cravings, and living in a body that works for you. This is where you become a leader. You take control. This is where you take control of your health. This is where you become the woman you always knew you could be. You get rid of those limiting beliefs, which will, be able to combat within our group of like-minded women. We, you deserve to be the woman who feels great. You deserve to live with a purpose, who leads by example, who doesn't need to follow the crowd anymore. I'm so proud of you. Living your example, when you start feeling good, when you have energy, the pain goes away, you feel confident, when you enjoy being healthy, other people notice, not because you preach it, but because you're living it. And you have to enjoy it. If you're miserable being healthy, you won't stick with it. If this feels like punishment, you'll quit. When you learn how to enjoy being kind to your body, when you learn to love feeling good, that's when everything changes. That's when it becomes who you are and not just something you're trying to do and something you want. Now, this community we're creating here, this Gladiators VIP club, it's so special. It's a community of like-minded people who are done following the crowd. They're ready to take control of their health. They want to feel good in their bodies, and they're choosing to be leaders, not followers. We are all on this path together. We're all learning, tweaking. Again, we're not perfect, but we're starting to put good things in our body, starting to follow our meal plan and daily checklist. And that's going to allow us to build from that. If we create a simple foundation of, hey, let's eat fruit and salad and move our body and get some sunlight and drink some water, right? How simple is that? It sounds simple. Oh, we're also going to laugh together and relax together and play games. Like those things, when we start having fun, that's when we can start to build on it. Maybe you only do one thing right away. Maybe you just decide to try to hydrate your body with 16 ounces of water if you're used to drinking soda. Maybe that's the one thing you do. But the truth about knowledge versus action is there are so many things in life we know how to do. We know we're supposed to drink water and eat vegetables. We know these things, but we don't do them. We don't do them because we don't know how to fit them into our regular life. And that's what I'm here to be your guide. We think we have to walk away from everything that we love, and that's scary. I'm not doing that. I don't want to go through life miserable and restricting myself. We think it has to be complicated. But this is where we're going to create that smooth transition, right? That's why we're going to use our meal plan and daily health checklist. It's going to give you a foundation, something simple to start with, something easy to add to your life. Like me, the only thing I knew how to make was a salad. That's why I started with it. And that became the very thing that made it change, that made change possible, and then I could keep building on it and perfecting it and trying different dressings. Now I have all these variations, like, oh, this salad tastes like a Reuben, and this one has beans, and this one doesn't, and this one has avocados, this one has olives and sauerkraut. Like, it's something you can build on later. But what I've done is taken everything I've built and presented it to you so that you can start way ahead of where I did. You can start with my daily health checklist and my meal plan. It's all free here, and I keep adding on to the resources. I've got the beginner bundle that many of you already have. It's your complete guide to understanding protein and, so many things that I've created that I just want to share with you and pour into you, but I want to do it in steps. And that's why I want to do it in an easy way to stack on top of each other, not to overwhelm you. And that's why today, with our first module, I just wanted to start with the shift, a way to give you an idea of what this course is going to do for you, not to overload you with all the facts and material. As I mentioned, you already have a fruit you like. You probably already have some type of lettuce you like. You've eaten all these ingredients before. You don't have to go shopping and buy $1 million meal plan or have a meal food delivery. I guarantee you've eaten everything that I'm going to suggest. You've just never had these ingredients in this perfectly crafted system with the mindset shifts I'm going to share with you. Now, I want to meet you where you are. I promote the highest amount of fresh, whole, raw food possible. That's where most of our healing happens. But I also include add ons that can help with our health too, like whole food plant based, like beans and quinoa. And I help you where you are, depending on where you are in your journey. I'm here to help you make this transformation, not fit you into a complete box. And we all have certain things that I know are going to help us over 40. So that's why I've created this simple foundation. You can always add on, you can always come up with your own recipes later on as you get into this. But we're going to start very simply. This is my approach. I don't want to make things complicated. I make them as easy as possible and also help you walk towards your healing instead of having to leave everything behind. I promise you this, we're going to make health fun. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to celebrate every little win that you have, even ones that you don't even know you had. I'm going to pull out those wins. We're going to find we're going to find what you love. We're going to build on what you already are doing right. And this is about progress, not perfection. And what's about to happen for you, I'm so excited. Your body is going to start to transform. You're going to feel it. You're going to start to get back to your optimal weight. You're going to see it. You're going to know it's working because you're going to start to feel energy. You're going to start to feel like you want to move around. You're going to start to feel your mind calming, and you're going to start to be a more compassionate, loving person because you're feeling better. You're experiencing something that I experienced, and I couldn't be more passionate about helping you. And I'm so excited that you're here. What if you could wake up with energy instead of exhaustion, move without pain, think clearly instead of all the brain fog, feel comfortable in your body, stop worrying about your health, feel confident about your choices, and actually enjoy being healthy? This is what's possible for you if you stick with the course. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything right from day one. You don't have to know all the science, but you have to stay open, willing to try, trust the process, and trust your body. Now, this week, you don't even have to change anything yet. I want you to introduce yourself, either introduce yourself to me privately or in the group if you choose to. No pressure. But I would love to hear where you are so that I know exactly what your struggles have been and how I can help you. And what's one thing you want your body to do for you that it's not doing right now? Start thinking about what it would feel like to see your body as a partner and working with it. Are you starting to feel the mindset shift? Are you starting to feel like this is possible? Let's get excited because the next module, we're going to dive into not only the why, but the how. Keep these truths close as we go through this. Your body is a self healing machine. These changes over 40 are natural. Being kind to your body is the most important thing you can do. This is going to be simple and fun, not complicated, and you already have everything you need inside you to start. I'm here to guide you. Let's really start to focus this on our daily health checklist and our meal plan. Now, stay connected with me inside the group messenger. I'll be sending out emails, daily motivation, and really helping you through these transformations. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for staying with me, and I'll see you in module 2, where we talk about the principles of raw living food and your specific meal plan. Thank you and have a great day.